Good afternoon, I'm Daniel Miller and this is Apex Legends Season 8. A warm welcome to all of our friends, fans, participants, squad mates, everyone who comes to our channel and our viewers worldwide today on Twitch. Thank you for joining us, thank you for supporting both our online gaming community as well as my channel. Always grateful for all of your messages and time given to what we do. We received quite a few since yesterday. People watched our Warzone and Resident Evil streams and I thank you for that. One of the community members from the US, Matthew, said, I really enjoyed your Resident Evil stream. It did remind me of all the difficulties that we always have when we enter that tricky survival world of Capcom masterpiece. Absolutely, Matthew, thank you for writing, and I really struggled because, as you've seen, I didn't have any ink tapes and I had to be replaying certain sections again and again, and that amounts to a certain amount of frustration as well, but you know, that's the way the games were in those days, and many people who are in awe of that lengthy survival mode are still dedicated to Resident Evil franchise. The game we played yesterday is its remake from 2002, originally released on GameCube and accessible to all of us on Xbox and PlayStation from, I think, 2015. It was a premiere for myself and for everyone in here, and thanks to Spares, who was able to help us with some tips, I was able to at least unravel some parts of the plot. But you know, we'll come back to it next week, as we will be having a bit of Apex for the next few days in view of the season 8 that kicked off on Tuesday night, and we want to be coming back to the lovely, wonderful world of this Respawn masterpiece. And also we received some messages from Germany. We have some fans there following us here and watching our Warzone streams, and thank you for your messages. Hans wrote a message saying, I really like the way you play the game, and I like your strategies, I like the fun, I like the dialogue, I like all you do. Keep on with the good work. Well, thank you, Hans, really appreciate it. As you know, we have a regular dedicated squad mate from Germany, Paphos, and if you want to hook up with him sometime, just send him a message or a tweet and I'm sure he'd be very glad to hear from you. We had also some other people from Germany who've not been recently featuring on my channel, but I did play Warzone quite extensively with them earlier last year when the game was released, and we had up on stage a trio, which was myself from the UK and two German players, and we were really rocking and getting really good scores and enjoying the game. And well, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for all you said. We are trying to present it in a very family-friendly format. As you've seen, a lot of people who are watching the channel appreciate our analysis, which is basically post-match resume of all we did. We always talk about what went wrong, and I think lots of viewers quite like that because they learn from our mistakes, they learn from our matches, they learn from what we do, and then obviously they try to polish up their skill, apply some of the strategies. We actually have quite a few strategies. We're quite flexible. We already played for a number of months together as a squad, and the core of the squad is about well, between 8 and 12 people, and overall I'd say about 8 or 9 of us are playing on the regular basis, and therefore we are very much in tune with everything that goes on for us, and we're just trying to make the game as enjoyable as possible for ourselves and for our community and for the viewers worldwide. Also, we want to provide everyone with a kind of a learning experience and in a family-friendly format. So it's a game that is 18 plus, but we want to make it accessible to literally everyone, and then people can watch and relax and learn. We're not a competitive type of crew in here. We do it for fun and entertainment and for the kind of community-based content. So thank you, Hans, for that. Right, so we are back to Apex. It's been a long while since I was streaming it here. It must be more than 6 months. And you would have seen several seasons launched during the last year. The game's been around for almost 2 years and will be celebrating its second anniversary, if I'm not mistaken, next week. And I did take part in the original promotion quite extensively. We hammered the game for about 6 weeks, and everyone who's a streamer on Twitch and YouTube was supporting the effort of Respawn, the developer. And it was the first game ever launched without any prior announcements, and we did the advertising and promotional work exclusively through Twitch streams and any other streaming platform, and that really worked wonders because at that time Apex, as a brand new, completely unknown game, managed to kill off Fortnite with its viewership and indeed with the number of participants. So absolutely astonishing. Initially the game was having lots of issues. First of all, it didn't perform too well on the graphics front. It was lagging quite a bit and it was choppy, and there was some sort of serious issues from crashes. Then the hit registration was quite poor. We were sometimes in matches where we couldn't really get any kills, etc, etc. But all of that was polished up within the first quarter. The game became much more advanced, thoroughly entertaining right from the day one, I have to say, thanks to the lovable characters, their special skills, and also wonderful, wonderful memes, dialogue, puns, jokes, and everything else that you get here as you carry on with the game, as you're unlocking it, and that is really one of his greatest strengths. The maps that we played ever since had been somewhat extended. There's been less of that early incursion and encounter, making it a bit more tactical, a bit more enjoyable, and certainly every single season was bringing in something else, a new character I should say, and then also some extra activities. And they introduced, first of all, automated inventory. Initially we had to do everything manually, which was a real chore, and in the battle royale, needing to be fiddling with your inventory is not really something that you want to do if you're compromised, if you're under fire. They introduced daily, weekly and monthly challenges, extra rewards, and plenty of other goodies in here for us to enjoy. So really, quite frankly, you will know it all. You have a selection of characters in here. Every one of them is different. They have a special skill. For instance, Bangalore has the ability to use smoke grenades, and also has a massive cluster strike, which is very useful if you're down to maybe 2 or 3 teams in the arena. And they've reduced the number of participants because previously we had about, I think, 50 different teams, but at the moment it's just 20. And it's become a bit more competitive, and I guess the matches are somewhat shorter, and generally you still retain the degree of kind of adrenaline and the pace that was originally present, but also the game feels much more advanced, and I really enjoyed playing it during the last few months, and certainly I'm really looking forward to crack on with some of our squad mates in order to explore it further, to maybe level up a bit, to find out maybe more on the novelties. It will be like an exploration exercise. I'm sure that as we play with one random, we'll get some other people popping in who are veterans who'll be able to tip us off on various ins and outs. Every character has the special abilities. You always have to have a team of 3. The best if you create it as a team of specialists, so you will have your own character who will be basically giving you the opportunity to use those skills against the enemy. But you can't be customizing it in order to get always the same character, because the developer wants you to be trying out others as well. So if you have your own squad, like a team of 3, it's very easy, because then you'll be looking at the selection of the characters that you're most accustomed to. If you're playing it with randoms, well, it's hit and miss, because sometimes you may have to be playing a character that is not really suited to your taste because somebody else snatched yours. You'll find out about all of this as we carry on. So all looking very good, and we'll just have a look if our friends are going to be there. I know that Spurs wants to join us. I need to find out whether we have, very quickly need to double check this. Game menu. Bear with me. Game chat. Subtitles off. Enable accessible chat features. Convert incoming voice chat to text. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll just go and invite our friend Spurs first of all. We'll just wait for a moment, and then we'll just wait for our friend Spurs to join us. If you're watching Spurs, I'm bringing you... Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Hello there. How's it going, sir? All good? Yeah, very good indeed, very good indeed. I always switch on PlayStation Party for some of the games because I'm not sure what the game settings are for the stream, the way it's going to be recorded or not. Yeah, I was just having a look at it, and it doesn't have that option like on Warzone where you can basically customize whether people can be heard or not on your stream. Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, that's true. But if we are in a PlayStation party and we all on PlayStation, then all we say is going to be recorded, because I've been using this for Destiny and it worked perfectly. Didn't want to work for other people who were not in the party, but then, you know, for Destiny 1 it's easy because it's just it's a non-cross-platform game, so anyone who is playing Destiny 1 will be on your platforms. It's very easy to bring them in on PlayStation for the party, you know, no issues at all. But that will be resolved in due course, because the future is in cross-platform, and you know, all the games will have the options. I think we're talking probably anything between 6 to 18 months when they launch xCloud in full, with you know, very many games through Microsoft that will be instantly accessible. It will be a necessity, and the companies that will not do it will just lose out, because, you know, it's like anything. Do you see anybody using the old gen phone, a non-smartphone nowadays? I mean, hardly anyone. I was one of those, actually, to be fair. I still have my Sony Ericsson, which works perfectly. It was the first attempt to make a smartphone. It wasn't a full smartphone. I had it in 2005, and believe you me, it's been 16 years. Still works perfectly. There's no problem with it whatsoever. It's extraordinary, isn't it? But then, you know, the usefulness of the next gen smartphones and all the new apps that have been introduced in the last few years, like WhatsApp, Zoom, and everything else, you know, everyone else is sticking to the old. It's just outflanked, and that's the way it is. Well, I've had actually a few warm-up matches just to find out what Apex is like today. I've played every season a bit, but I've spent probably between 6 to 8 weeks initially when the game was launched, because I was part of the promotion Respawn had on Twitch and YouTube. And I mean, you played it a bit or not at all? All right, right. I will basically, you will find it very enjoyable. It is a bit like a combination of Fallout and Borderlands. Fallout in terms of that kind of survival environment, and Borderlands because the characters are very funny. You have loads of jokes, memes, puns, all sorts of funny things which you unlock as you carry on. And every character has like a selection of special abilities. So this character that I have on Bangalore, she has a cluster strike, which is her super, and then you will have her other additional ability, which is to launch smoke grenades. They're very, very useful tactically when you're in a squad, particularly if you're down to the last 2 or 3 teams. You know exactly where they are. You unleash the cluster strike, which I have to stress had become a lot more powerful as the seasons went on compared to the original. And you know, it does work out very, very well within that sort of maximum team effort. And you have another character that will be giving you, she's called Lifeline, abilities to revive other members. Then you have, for instance, this robot, I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, Pathfinder, that's correct, yeah. He has the ability to detect enemies. So he like scans the environment and then he knows exactly where the guys are. So, you know, it's the question of first of all, cracking on with a few matches to get in the swing of things, you know, to get flavour of it, and then maybe think of some tactics and strategies. I'm very rusty. I've not played it now for a while, and so it's always good fun to, you know, just jump in and. Well, Sekapupa played Pathfinder a lot, and I remember playing together with him initially, and it was really helpful. And I've just been in a match with 2 Pathfinders because generally this is probably one of the most popular characters because that's scan. And every time you do it with randoms, you have one person as Pathfinder. Wraith, you know, the funky-looking girl in a kind of in a sort of swimsuit. She has the ability to travel rapidly through space and time. So you have like portals which you erect in certain areas, and when you go back, let's say way behind, you're near the circle, you can just jump into the portal and you zoom in towards the front. You know, the trouble is, if you by accident enter the wrong way, you're being brought back into the circle. So, so happened to me a few times, and I'm principally I played. Let me just see who I played. I played Bangalore most of the times. I played Lifeline, and I played Mirage quite a bit at one time. Wraith somewhat. She's very fast. And you know, when you watch the characters, you'll see that some guys, like for instance, what's his name, Gibraltar, appear to be very slow and remote. But that's basically like an optical trick. The developer confirmed that all the characters are walking, you know, exactly the same, so there's no any kind of speed issue. But it does come across like, oh, he's so slow, and so big, it looks like a tank. And the Caustic, I played him quite a bit as well. He uses poisonous gas in order to eliminate enemies. So, you know, it's down to the tactics. And I think we're bringing Sekapupu. He should be coming in later today, but I'm not sure whether he downloaded it, because I asked him earlier in the week, and he said he's going to have a look at it, but not heard from him today. And or maybe somebody else will pop in, and then we can really kind of strategize somewhat. Let me just bring you in directly to the game. Bear with me. It'll take me a second. Is it warm out there in Yarmouth today? Quite warm in here. Been 13 yesterday, you know, it was like really 9. You know, what is it here? 5. No, it's not 7. Yep. Sent you an invite, so I think it should be able to join. Yep, you're there, of course. Yeah, same here. It's very warm inside. But last night was also very warm when I went to have my dinner. A couple of nights ago it was very, very kind of breezy. Let me see if I can bring in anyone else. Anybody else wants to come in? Just bear with me a seconds. Because we have duos in here, we can try duos, you know. Could be good fun. And or we can do trios, and we might have somebody who wants to carry on with us. I had somebody else from Italy earlier who wanted to carry on, but didn't manage to get his gamer tag, and they changed it because previously we could go back to the the squads that we played with, and I didn't see it. I couldn't find it anywhere anymore for some reason. It was previously on the game settings, so you go to match summary, and then you would get your team and everything. But at the moment we're just getting the score, and then that's it. You don't see who was in your team, so it's not really ideal. Well, that's alright. Well, I'm really surprised because initially I remember during the first few weeks I leveled up rapidly to about 50 or 60, and I literally hammered it. It was just Apex every day, and loads of people popping in saying, "Oh, look at this! You're so high up already. How, what was the way to do it?" And so just play the matches. And in recent times, when I've gone in, I've not been slotted in with randoms who were as high. I played with people who were, anything from, let's say, 1 to about 20, 30, well, 1 to 20, I'd say, generally. I'm not sure whether it's to do with matchmaking, the way it works today, or whether it just indicates that lots of people who played Apex a lot previously bailed. They've gone to other games like Warzone, for instance. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But I've not come across anyone who'd be like 120 or 140, and I've played with some of these guys before. It doesn't really affect your abilities. Like in some games, in Destiny, if you are 1040 and Sekapupu is doing something that I'm not experienced before, the maximum I think is at 1270 at the moment, and he's already like 1280. So how on earth can you be 1280 if you're maxing out at 12? It's the seasonal content. He picked up an artifact that's part of the latest season, and then he does something with it, and then you can still go up a bit. And it helps him if he does the Iron Banner contest, which is PvP, basically the Crucible, and then it's dependent on what level you're at. If you play the Crucible in general, that's not important. The weapons are all exactly the same for everyone. The only difference is obviously your internet speed. But the Iron Banner is the other way around. It's the weapons and the level. So he comes in with extra 8 or 9, and obviously he comes across as a bit more powerful, gets better kills, and so definitely quite interesting. But in this game, it's all about what weapons you've got, really, and the way you kind of strategize with your duo trio. They reduced the number of participants. We've had 50 teams previously, so the matches would be lasting between 17 to about 30 minutes, roughly. But now it's gone down to 20. So it's a bit faster than before, and they kind of streamlined it, probably to do with a turnaround or more participants coming in or something. All right, so I think if you're ready, is there anything else that you'd like to look at first? Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see, charms. Oh yeah, candy bomb. Okay, so look. That looks pretty good. It doesn't have any sort of effect. And yeah, I'm all sorted, so it's 2 of us. And yeah, he was using the other Bloodhound, right? Bloodhound is the one that gives you the scanning. Pathfinder has the ability to zip up fast, and then you can be evading the enemies rapidly. You just go to the elevator position, or to another area. And Bloodhound is the one that Sekapupu played, and definitely a very, very useful character for any form of team effort. I mean, the best team for me is Bloodhound, Lifeline, and Bangalore, because there you have Lifeline. She has this kind of med pack that's giving everyone life, and everyone can connect to it. It's like her super, right? Then Bangalore has a cluster strike, and Bloodhound has the radar. So that's like UAV, so to speak. You know, the only difference is that it can't be advanced or basic. It's always the same, and can be very confusing for the enemy when they see that one of the Bloodhound guys is around, because they're worried about being detected. I think the problem with hit ratio is still persisting. That was a major concern initially. We played some games and then, you know, like for instance, our hits don't register and we have somebody on the floor, he's there with a shield, we keep emptying out all the magazines and he's not dying, and then his mate pops up, looks at us and we are dead. But I don't think it's as bad as today, but my shots didn't register properly in my matches, but that's probably to do with my internet speed. So, you know, we'll just basically find out as we carry on. The graphics are next gen, they look really incredible. I mean, honestly, mouth-watering this is, and very nicely glowing there with this sort of flames and reddish undertones. Really, really cool. Alright, so if you're ready, we can crack on. What would you prefer? Would you prefer duos or trios to start with? You think? Let's try trios. We can do duos later. You know, just to give us some extra firepower. We might get somebody who's a veteran. I was in a match just a minute ago with somebody. He was able to eliminate everyone. He was incredible. And I need a bit of time to kind of get back into the swing of things. Because I've not played it for a while and, you know, you get rusty. I still keep thinking of throwing a grenade or looking for pings, you know, like I do in Warzone. I can hear, can't import it. In fact, I was there with my mates, wanted to ping, and I pressed the button for some smoke grenades, so you're smoked up. You know, it's like I caused barbecue there right at the beginning. It was dreadful. Apologize, that's not my intention. We weren't detected, and it was indoors. We couldn't get out. You know, it was crazy. Became very foggy rather fast. But you know, having hyperspace, Apex, PUBG, and Warzone gives us a variety to try out Battle Royale in different kinds of environments, and it's really good. PUBG is a bit brutal. It's just one shot, you know, one chance. You can't be reviving or doing anything if you're killed. But also a very good game when it performs well. Crossplay. See whether anybody comes in on a PC. It's a good article on Activision today, but I think that they've got to be doing this because some of the top esports players were ranting against the game, and you know, when you hear somebody who's been winning all the matches saying I'm basically departing from the game, then they know it's the end. So they've got to do something about it. There was a documentary. Did you see this? I posted an article from BBC today, and there's a small documentary lasting about 10 minutes, of 6-7 minutes, where the broadcaster went to speak. Hang on a minute, party not ready. What's going on? Why are we not in there? Oh, right. No, so good. No worries. I was going to say that. Oh, I see. We all need to click it. I thought it was like the party. Well, they changed this because previously it was the party leader. You bring in everyone else, but I guess it's probably connected to the fact that people will be. Oh, we need to select our character now.
The place between life and
Okay,
death
I'll select Bangalore. So once it gets to you, select Bloodhound. Yep. Top.
You and me, friend.
Oh, it's giving you Pathfinder now. You just have to click on Bloodhound, like top left.
Introducing your champion.
You've got to manually select the character. Every time you go in, you need to click on the character, you know? Otherwise, the game is gonna give you somebody else.
I'm the jump master. Ready up.
I'm the jump master. Let's see, where shall we go?
I say we land here.
Okay, we'll land that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's land here.
Just
Copy that.
press launch.
Hold on tight.
Square,
Time to
basically.
drop, shock, and rock.
The things are a bit confusing. They're not easily visible. So it's the same. You need to grab, the best loot as good as possible, and then look at them. Somebody camping inside.
First blood. Spotted. Double timing it.
Can't believe that he was camping inside already. It's beyond ridiculous. Don't have anything on me. Oh, he's chasing me. Bad.
The enemies are shooting at me. I have been down. Lay low. I will assist you.
Hopefully I'll be able to get a weapon. Hang on, I'm racing to revive you.
Attention. The champion has been eliminated.
Got our squad mate's banner.
Ah, we already eliminated. That's because the other guys got in there before us. I'm not sure as to why they were able to get there that fast. Because when I dropped, this guy, that robot, was inside, and he was fully kitted up with best weapons. Why was he there? Because we were amongst the first ones to drop. Yeah, but I was just thinking, how was he able to get there before us? Because we dropped really fast. Yeah, he dropped a bit later than us. Two of us, but our friend was on the ground immediately. So it's really weird. I don't know, try another one, no big deal. Yeah, just click ready and then... This party not ready. You probably have to okay ready, to get in. Yeah, that's right. Cool. The guy was with us, he pinged that position, and that's really one of the hottest zones in the game by the looks of it. So we'll go somewhere else. We'll go somewhere toward... Yeah. Yeah, so you'll have to click on the character once it comes to you. Yeah, so once the yellow bar comes to your name. Yeah. Oh, he snatched it. Yeah, he protects somebody else.
This is going to be fun.
Clips are what cities using their hair.
Get a
It's
chat.
called a magazine.
Jump from Bloodhound.
Introducing your champion.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do anything. I was just in fisticuffs. It was just nothing. And there were two guys inside. So they were already inside
I'm
of
the
the
jump
hangar.
master. Ready up.
Okay, so let's see. We'll go somewhere.
This might be a good place to land.
Let's touch down here.
Let's go to where's the repulsor? Down there.
Let's land here.
It's the jets. We're dropping hot.
Because that's not really inside the circle, and more time to collect weapons and everything. Oh, that's pretty good. Like the
Attention. First blood.
First blood. Scanning the area.
Let's explore this way.
yeah, managed to pick up something reasonable.
Round 1. Beginning
Hemlock.
countdown.
Using grapple. Look at the map. The next ring is far.
Yeah, that's right. I have to start walking immediately as soon as I pick up some gear towards the circle.
Syringe here.
All Father, give me sight.
Or a shotgun if anybody wants it down here. They changed the ping as well. You know, the ping was previously direction
New
buttons.
kill leader appointed.
New kill leader. Call him if you spot him.
Hemlock. That's good.
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 1.
Oh. If you see any of these shield batteries, always take them because you need to recharge your shield with it. It's like blue canisters. And and then what you do is you click on direction button, you know, and then it opens, and then you need to use your R3. You kind of highlight it, and then you click on X. It's a bit fidgety. It
The ring is not close.
Yeah, I'm coming away. We're just still looting in there.
The ring isn't very
No
close.
parachutes in here.
45 seconds.
Can jump from any altitude.
Might be something good this way.
Let me see, where are you? Are you gonna know? Yeah, basically we need to go towards this part there. Hang on, where is it?
Let's reposition here.
So the gold thingy.
In progress.
It's on. Ring's
Ah,
moving.
got my super charged. Nova Prime. You see what that yellow ping is? Saying 1042 meters. That's the one that we need to walk towards.
Grappling.
Care package being delivered.
Care package
Some
on high.
contact in there.
Hey, we're spread out a lot. Look at the map.
Yeah, I'm walking towards you. Are you going up? Oh, well, once you get up, yeah. So what you get is, it's a bit like a parachute, basically. It's a faster landing. 10 squads gone already. You see, it was a good idea to go there. Because everybody in this game at the moment seems to be dropping in the hot zone. Yeah, kind of. The game looks a lot better now compared to the original 2 years ago. Looks really good. And it's not choppy, it's fairly smooth. It was very choppy before, you know. The frame rate was dropping a lot, and I hate it when it happens for FPS. You get really kind of dizzy immediately. Well, let's see if there are any enemies anywhere. Oh! No, there wasn't. I thought it was there on that...
Half the squads remain. We will win.
Just ignore that bird. I think the bird's not nothing. Or the creature, whatever it is. Sekapupu has a technique by which he's using his shotgun in order to climb. But he deployed that in Destiny, and if you're in Warzone,
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
you may well be climbing, but you will obviously give away your position. You probably would have seen that a few times, so using a bang bang, you know, to go up.
Battling the enemy.
Alright, we are... I think we need to push on.
Reloading.
The circle's not that fast. It's me. Yeah, you thought it was someone else. Let's just go straight up. Get inside the circle. Then we can relax. Oops. Yeah, I can loot a bit in here. I need this. Hemlock. This is a very good weapon. And this is not too... well, that's like automatic shotgun if you fancy it. Yeah, Hemlock's a very good one. They introduced some other fire guns and a few other ones. Charge beam sniper rifle. Okay,
Standard
2
stock
Hemlocks,
here.
I will...
Level 1.
Oops.
Sniper stock here. Level
I am
1.
going to be experiencing heat.
Taking a moment to heal.
We should go this way.
Right, so what do I do? How do I get out of here?
The next ring is quite far.
I have located the next ring. Trust your map. Replicator on high.
You can also holster your weapons,
Copy
yeah?
that.
You know that? By pressing... yeah, by pressing triangle.
Who's ready
Oops.
to fly on a zip line?
Then you can run faster.
I am. Do you see the map? We're spread out quite far.
Do you see anyone? Because I have that. My cluster strike. I can use it on the enemy. Just need to see where they are. It's quite busy in there. Yeah, I can see them. I can see them. I can see them. Yeah. Don't know whether I can chuck it that far. Hang on. I'll try.
Opening fire on the enemy.
Already on my mark. Firing for effect.
Watch out.
Taking a moment to heal.
Been down.
They got me. I'm down.
Well, you have a shield. That's good. Hiding behind your shields.
Down the hole.
Grenade.
Grenade. Less than 1 minute.
I'm just behind you.
Lay low. I will assist you. Safety is an arrow shot away.
Did he get you? Okay, we'll pick up your banner. Why is he not dead? You
Marking
need
our
to recover your
surroundings.
banner.
Taking a
Just
moment
wanna
to
recover your
recharge my
banner, then
shields.
bring it back, you know, buy it back in here. Similar to what we do with money in Warzone.
Fight, not even. Multiple squads attack. The ring is moving polite. Taking a moment to recharge my shields. Lay low.
Thank you.
I will assist you.
I'll go and collect your banner ASAP.
Trust in the old father. Reloading.
Behind.
Now they're hostile on Scotty.
Got the banner. Let's bring him home. I'm down. Need a minute.
I'm taking fire. Reloading.
Look at this. He managed to down. Oh no, they downed him. He downed quite a few people in there. How far did we get? Wow. Not too bad. 16 for the looks of it. That's not really right. Nova Prime 1 kill. I eliminated one guy. No, our friend Nova, he definitely did eliminate a number of guys in there. So I don't know what's going on. No, I thought this was alright. It was a good match. Let's see whether we unlocked anything. You probably will be unlocking quite a lot. I think after this match you will. Playing with friends, 1 of 5 points, damage done 40, time survived 21, 18. Similar to PUBG, in here you get the greatest number of points if you're surviving very long rather than getting kills. The longer you survive, better the XPs. You know, with rewards, we'll be getting also, once we level up, we'll get some rewards, and it's currency. So once you get enough of the currency, which is in-game currency, and you accrue around 12,000 of these, you can unlock a new character. Some people buy characters, you know, to various packs, but obviously the option is to be working on the game, getting the currency, and then unlocking characters. And then you find yourself maybe 1 or 2 which are kind of, you know, to your taste, strategy. Oh yeah. Well, it's great. You can open them, and then you will get, yeah, unlocking various items. Hmm. Well, I guess you will have selection of characters that are unlocked from the beginning, right? How many characters are there? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6. Originally there were 6 characters. They might have changed that. I'm not sure what they offer today. How many characters do you have? Is it 6 or is it more than that? Yeah, that's the way the game was. Also, from the very beginning. Well, you will be able to customize, and then if you were to be using any of the characters in any of the matches, you know, all will be applied. And that's quite useful. I think you're going to like Bloodhound. It's funny because 2 teams didn't have that character, but I'm sure that we'll come across at least one of those soon. What's the trouble? Daily challenges. You completed the first one. Play 2 games. Play 2 games as Octane. Open 10 supply bins. Deal 400 damage with the G7 Scout, which is a sniper. Collect 200 materials for replicators. As you complete daily challenges, then you get extra XPs and... yeah. Trying to work out whether there is a list of people we played with, because the chap who was with me earlier was interested in carrying on, and we could really bring him in, and but I don't see anything like this anywhere. Friends, party. No, they changed it. We've had the recent participants accessible previously, but gameplay. Maybe hang on. Table. Performance display, cross-platform play, club invite, colorblind mode. That's quite useful. Subtitles, subtitle size. No control video. No. You ready? Okay. We'll introduce this club scheme in there. Not tried it yet. Similar to what we have on Xbox. Legends loadout. Store. The Plague Doctor. Well, that's what Sekapupu had. Well, I can see that they're leaving just the last party to be accessible, and not the previous ones. So if you look at Battle Pass, then you can also unlock comics. These comics are quite good. And then challenges, seasonal content. And in order to see what the current Battle Pass is giving you, just click on the coat of arms there, top left. Then it opens. And then you get it. Yeah, premium and free. I'm not getting anything for free so far. Daisy Cutter. Alright. Some music as well. Epic music pack. You happy to go in? Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is like more of a survival game from the word go, like similar to PUBG in that respect. And I think therefore it's very important not to drop in a hot zone initially, so you can get properly kitted up. And when I played PUBG and Apex, I always went for anything which was way away from the circle, and then I walked, just like what we did last time. Yeah, try to collect bloodhounds. Oh,
This is my favorite part.
I've got your back. Remember me, kid.
Oh, that's good.
It's time to move out.
Having lifeline is very useful. Because once you're hit, lifeline comes close to you, and then, you know, you get extra health.
This is your champion. tight. Stay on me. I'm the
No,
jump
no,
master.
no worries. Oh, I'm the jump master. Okay. Let's see. We're coming in from where? Okay. So I think if we go to water treatment,
Let's land here.
that. Quite close to the drop zone, but still. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Hold on tight. Time to drop, shock, and rock.
Let's go this way.
Go further away and then we can walk in. You can see some crates in there.
Round. Attention. First blood.
First blood. Tastes like victory.
Triple take. That's good. Some good loot.
Med kit here.
Well, we're not too bad actually, considering the circle.
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 1. I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 1.
Because this is a different map compared to the one which we had originally, you know? So it's less of a deathmatch map. It's one can be a bit more tactical in here.
P2020 here. Mozambique here.
I'm not that keen on the Crucible in Destiny. There's just literally proper deathmatch
There's a
maps
sentinel
all
over here.
the time, and people tend to like it. What have I got?
Rings
Triple
nearby.
take.
1 minute till close.
Mastiff. Mastiff is a top-notch shotgun. It's the best shotgun in the game.
45 seconds. Rings close.
You'll have primary and secondary, yeah.
Only 30 seconds left on the clock. The ring's close.
Yeah, alright, so it's not too bad.
Using grapple.
Some stuff. I
10
need
seconds.
optics
Rings
for
just
my
ahead.
sniper. See any? If you see any, like triple or full-time optics, then let me know.
I can see that the ring's moving on the map.
Because once you pick it up, it's automated. You know, it's just automatically it gets fitted. Oh.
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 1.
Oh, very good.
Care package incoming. Let's get to the LZ.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, sure.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
New kill leader. Call him if you spot him.
Got some extra supplies.
New
Champion
kill
out.
leader appointed.
New kill leader. Go and watch out.
Yeah, if you see any optics, let me know because I'll need them.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at.
Taking fire. Heads up. Dropping the plane. Spotted. Double timing it.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Just a scrape. 1 second.
Give my shield a recharge.
Enemy spotted. Gone now. Say hello.
Half the squads are left. I'm down. Need a medic.
Oh, team of 3 now. That didn't work. You done below? Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be immune to sniper fire. I've used the same. Didn't work.
Round 3. Beginning ring countdown.
The next ring is quite far.
Replicator being delivered.
Replicator incoming, friends.
This way, let's go. Making contact with enemy. Enemy spotted. I'm going over there. Forget that. Hostile right here.
Let us go this way.
Okay.
Hostile close.
Well, we were just a bit unfortunate in there. By the looks of it. Let's see what we got. We'll wait for our friend to come back. I think he was caught up with something. Yeah, no worries. What was that? All good? Who was it? Didn't quite hear. Oh, I see. Oh, this is just about the last people you ever want to meet. What for? Yeah. Does does he not know that there's COVID restrictions? Has he not heard of the lockdown? The fact that people should not be popping in? Hmm. Oh well. Yeah, it's a bit unlucky. But the guys who are managing the building where I live, they've sent us. Oh, I leveled up, 81 now. They've sent us a letter a little while back saying that due to COVID restrictions, they'll be attending the property just in case of extreme emergency. So anything else goes to statutory services. So I've not seen them for many, many months. I mean, I know the lady who is the proprietor of the agency that manages the property. It's a very old property attached to uh, the old public school, which was in this area 2 or 3 centuries ago, and it's literally in the middle of the very central section of the town, and they don't want to have any contacts with people in general. So if you were to talk to any of the staff, you need to make an appointment. It needs to be virtual, and they're very careful. I have to say, I quite like that compared to some of the other guys who would just barge in and say, "Oh, I want to sort this out." Well, you can't. Yeah. Is- it's all good. But he's a private landlord, right? Rather than running an agency. Hmm. Hmm, that's good. How big is the building? There are many flats in there. Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah. Because after my divorce, I lived in it was a very, very large former family home in Alexander Park, and it was divided into 4 different flats. And the way it was built, very easy, because every landing, well, would have 2 different sections, one major corridor going upstairs. So it was very easy for them to convert, and a very, very good property as well. It was the best property on Palmerston Road. I was gutted to have left it, but unfortunately, the owner, the owner suffered repossession. So well, she was running a mini agency and had huge debts, and wasn't really dealing with them for many, many years. And then eventually, after a number of years, the statutory agencies got in and took it away from her, sold it for cash in order to settle the debts. Well, the difficulty for them will arise with the new housing laws, because the new housing laws will be much more stringent on buy-to-let mortgages and what people cannot do and everything else. And the costs are constantly spiraling out of control, and lots of these people will lose those properties after the pandemic for the obvious reason. Sad, but unfortunately true. I personally would never ever. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. the one person at that time, and today it's quite a few, right? That's shocking. That is shocking. But on the other hand, yeah, it is sign of times, but also I have to say, it does reflect on the mindset of certain people in our society. It does. We are getting more people who are a bit belligerent to both the laws, the rules, anything the state can offer and provide, and it's sad. It's devastating. And if obviously you get a much greater, larger number of people abusing substance, eventually they will have collateral. There will be problems, health problems, housing problems, and then there is a group amongst those people who will be rejecting everything. They don't want to know anything about flats, state, anybody helping, and sadly, that is what happens. And then, also the housing law specifies that anybody who has any form of major substance problem, he's in a separate category, with the health, the NHS. And well, they do and they don't. Mm. Unfortunately, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, drug problem anywhere is a major issue, and I just can't believe. Well, I just think that it's dog eat dog situation. We need to do a lot more. First of all, to consider how we live, what drives people to, drugs, and you'll have 95%. I mean, I know that from professional experience because, you know, loads of attempts would have been made previously for those people to be helped, housed, and, provided with something. And then, yeah, while it is very difficult, but I think generally there needs to be, well, you'll remember that as well as myself. When I was growing up, you would hear of maybe one or two people in school who were abusing drugs. And today, it's one or two who are not abusing drugs. Do you know what I mean? It's like everybody wants to try it as soon as possible. And the mindset of people's changed, and people behave differently, and also we live differently. We live in, very erratic, highly stressful times, a lot of pressure applied to every single human being who's at the workplace, and not everybody can hack it. When I look back, the way I've done it for 12 years, when I was working, studying, it was unbelievable. But the actual achievements were giving me the buzz, and it was impossible to do anything like this today. But on the other hand, I could see how both people and times had changed. People are different today. They think differently. They consider, certain values today which are considerably altered compared to what we would have had. For instance, I talk to younger people in my town around here. I mean, this is like London suburbs. They're all, attached to London, one or the other. They work in central areas, and not a single youngster, right, aged 30 and below, would tell you that he is considering doing some savings, or that he will have some money to invest, or to get some money, some cash for mortgages. They'll tell you, I accept the fact I earn too little, I will never have anything, I can't save, so why bother? Just blow it all. I said, hang on a minute, that's not really a good attitude. Obviously, 20, 30 years ago, there were people who were not earning enough, but you didn't have that mindset. But on the other hand, it's a utopian mindset, because they can see from, let's say, if you look back 5 to 10 years, the wages overall had stagnated. It's like a minimum increase. I mean, also in some areas of, in some occupations, the salaries have gone significantly down, right? So you have people who are being paid the same today compared to what they were paid 10 years ago, or even less. And the youngster who's looking at salaries, wages, earnings, he sees, hang on a minute, those people not had any increments for 10 years. And the money had been depreciated in those 10 years. Everything became more expensive. The value is, money, money is worth less. So what I could buy for 50 quid 10 years ago, it's a very different kind of amount to what I can get today. So that's the mindset that, they created, thinking, well, doesn't matter how hard we try, we're still going to be flogging that horse because we're not going to be able to get more money. Working harder is not giving us greater earnings. So why bother? Hit the bottle. Mm. Mm. Insane. Yeah. Half of the wage, yeah. Just halved it overnight. Yeah. 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 Well, it no, but you can see a good intention, a good idea, basically to make sure nobody's paid too little, is being perversely used. And the guys like that will be attempting to pay everybody as little as possible, and then they'll say, all right, all the local guys, they don't want to be working for less than 10 quid, we'll import somebody else. Well, let's go to some other countries. Let's bring in other people and internationalize the trade. And sadly, it became like a plague. It affected every section of our society. I mean, I remember going to Oxford Street. It's a long time ago now. It's probably halfway through the noughties. And I went to a shop. I never really buy anything in there, but I had a function to attend. It was push for time, just very quickly had to buy something. And there were people in there who didn't speak any English at all. And I asked for, I think it was a particular pair of shoes, and he brought me sandals. So when I actually asked, hang on, I asked for these kinds of shoes, and he kept bringing me everything wrong. And then, he brought me like a completely wrong pair of shoes, and then brought me a coat and jacket or shirt or something. And so I went to the manager and said, what on earth is going on in here? I, explained to this person what I need, and he's just bringing everything wrong. And hold on, are you still there? Oh, yeah. And he said, well, he doesn't speak English. I said, well, fair enough, he doesn't speak English, but at the same time, if you work in a shop, you need to be able to communicate at least, on a very basic level to serve the customers, because obviously it causes confusion, dissatisfaction, people get angry, and no, he's just completely oblivious to any of my concerns, So it just. No, I just think it's the mindset of people who are, perversely using the law for their own personal benefits and gains. There was no need for anyone who was paying the builders 10, 15 pounds an hour to be reducing it to 5 quid an hour. The minimum wage was introduced specifically in order to prevent very tiny shops employing, people illegally, basically to be paying them at least the minimum wage. And everybody said, oh, well then, it wasn't just like small businesses, it was everyone said, oh, well, we are abiding by the law, we'll pay everyone minimum wage, that's the law. Well, the law is not for you to be paying everyone the minimum wage, but to be paying people who are perhaps the least skilled, people who are just right at the beginning, not less than that. I, you know. Well, that is the way it was. That is the way it was, because anybody who had some skill would have been paid more because the skills would have been appreciated, right? But ever since they started introducing these, well, not just the law, but as they applied the perverse interpretation of the law, it infected everyone. You know, you work for EE, it's the same story. But why should somebody working for EE be paid £5.60 or whatever the minimum wage is today? It's unacceptable. Because, oh, no, that's just the way it is. And what happened in consequence, an example, for all of us who worked in professional services, in the service industry, was that we have to pay our lawyers, accountants, doctors, specialists proper money, because these people are highly qualified and they need to be working for whatever is seen as the norm. But then the running costs overall kill us, you know, because the companies like global corporations that can employ everyone on a minimum wage later, as if that wasn't bad enough, they introduced also zero-hour contracts, which I couldn't do when I was, running my business, and it meant all the other costs could be inflated because the big companies and the corporates could pay everything off in view of the fact that they have more liquid capital. They pay people less due to the minimum wage laws and all the other laws that were introduced in the meantime. But previously they couldn't do this. They would know that a person who's been highly qualified or highly skilled would not want to be working for that money. I'm just hoping that with Brexit and with everything that took place, we'll have at least some degree of change. But I'm not convinced. It could be all kinds of new ideas popping in. So instead of employing everybody from European Union, we resort to some other countries and everything stays the same. But it shouldn't really, because we really need to look at the way we live. Coming back to what we said about people abusing substance, a lot of people get drawn to that, not just because of peer pressure, but people who work in occupations, in jobs where there's high stress, and it's just more pressure applied every single day. You suddenly have to be multitasking. You need to do 10 things at once, not just one. You need to be doing 3 or 4 people's jobs, not just your own. It's not really reasonable. It will be creating a lot of dissatisfaction, and a lot of people want to forget. They want to be, freed up from that degree of responsibility. And that is truly and honestly something that provides a fertile ground for, first of all, heavy drinking, and then everything else. And absolutely, because you come back to work haggard, people can see something's not quite right. You can't concentrate. You're more tired. Yeah. Well, oh, like I would just do it for the weekend. We just do it one off. We did it next Friday. It's only Friday, It's the usual excuse. But like I said, they can't see wood for trees. And then the other problem is, well, the biggest problem is the way the overall, how to put it, the way we are, the way we operate. Because let's say if you are a young person who wants to buy a house, and you have a bride to be, and you want to have children, and so you have some sort of a plan of action, what you're going to be doing in order to get there. And all of that will tie you down to certain financial commitments. And these commitments will be rising. So all the young person will not realize that as soon as you enter a financial commitment, like for instance interest rates, they will be rising. As you carry on, you'll be paying more and more and more and more and more. And that creates all of that stress. And then once you're in it, you can't get out. You can't just say, oh, we're going to bail out, forget about it. You can't, because all of these things have got to be paid. You're tied down, not for a day or two, but for many, many years. And that's the vicious circle. It's just the way the whole system works. It's not just specific to Britain, it's just the way the overall economic system worldwide works. With some minor differences. But I honestly think and believe that after the pandemic, we are going to see some very significant changes in ways to which we organize our societies. And that will be very much dependent on a specific country, the way people will want to change. In some places, it will be for the better, and I think in other places there will be civil disobedience and war. There's always some people who will not want tobacco. They say, oh, we don't want change. That's just the way it needs to be. Well, actually, it can't be. If you look at math, 2 and 2 are not 7. They make 4. So if you have huge losses, you can't actually allow that business to be operating indefinitely because it would just accruing losses. He can't employ people who hasn't any liquid capital. He can't pay taxes, right? So some people not want to comprehend this. Oh, we borrow money. Well, you can't be borrowing money if there's absolutely no chance of you paying it back ever. So what's the point of borrowing more? Etc. etc. But you know, I find really what you describe to be deeply distressing. You know, in a small town like Yarmouth, to have that many people roughing it and sleeping on benches, and it's just it says something, you know.
It surprises me every day when I go out, well not every day at the moment, but
Yeah.
every time I go out, the amount that's out there. They're all congregating all in like a certain place. They'll all sit in their own places to beg. But when they get enough money, they come together and they'll put their money together. And we all know what it's for. They're not going out for a 3-course meal. That's why there's a guy that I know. I'm sure I went to school with him, so I recognise his face, but I'm not 100% sure of it. I'll buy him food and I'll give it to him. I'll get him like a Kentucky or a McDonald's or something, or some Subway sandwich, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll give that to him. I won't give him money because I know where it's been spent.
Well, that's right. I've done exactly the same. I've done exactly the same. In fact, it was a little while back where there was somebody. You familiar with London at all? The way London is, or not quite? You know Charing Cross. Charing Cross, you know? Yeah. You have the Strand, which is the main street there, and there's a restaurant called Simpson's Strand. I used to go there for dinners, and you know sometimes I still go, but I had regular kind of business type of do's and dinners in there. So one day I'm going from British Film Institute, walk across the Waterloo Bridge and hit the Strand, start walking towards Savoy. It's just before you get to Savoy, and there was this chap. He was on the floor and kind of asking for money, but he seemed, unlike some of the other blokes. And then I said, well, what's actually brought you here? How come you're begging? And he gave me a spiel of just coming back from Afghan, and I knew he was lying, right? And he gave me the whole story, which is completely completely invented. So when I picked him up on some of the things he said, he didn't know what to say, you know. And it was obvious that he was just using a pretext in order to get money and then to blow it on whatever he needed the money for. He didn't look like a beggar or somebody who actually required that degree of financial support from anyone. It's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see that people are lying and then using the pretext, to get the money and then to spend it illegally. I mean, it's just, it's beyond me. Well, people lose their lives as they fight wars. Unfortunately, I know quite a few who did not come back from Afghan, and that really is extremely distressing to me. If he was what he said, who he said he was, he would have been dealt. He would have been resolved by a form of intervention, military police or somebody else. But he lied. When I wanted to find out, basically, who he was and ask why he was doing this and what regiment he was from, etc., etc., he was just coming up with some ad hoc answers and complete irrelevance, so to speak. And well, we have some laws which could be applied as well, but it's just the overall picture of people who get to that level. And I really think, when you go to some other countries and you experience people over there, but for instance, when was it? Christmas before last, I was traveling through Germany and I went through, what was it? Frankfurt. I couldn't believe I was passing through the very central areas 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't believe how many homeless people I saw there sleeping in doorways. That was never ever seen in Germany since the war. And it tells you something. And I talked to some of my German colleagues and friends, and they all voiced huge dissatisfaction. They explained to me as to why that's happening. But it's a global epidemic, and it will come to fore sooner or later. That there will be problems with this, and because nobody in our society wants people to be left out on park benches. I mean, there must be somebody seriously deranged or with some serious problem to be wishing that sort of thing on anyone. So we all want that result, but you can do as much as you can legally. If you're facing that mindset which I was describing, then it's a very serious difficulty. You can, for instance, offer accommodation and then somebody will be renting the accommodation which is statutory in order to get money, to get drugs or any other kind of illicit substance that they might be using. So it's like so many different issues in there, but I still think the core issue is how we live. I think if we are all not sleeping enough, if we are overly stressed, and if we are overly pressurized at work, course of study, place of residence, continuously all about the money, payment of bills, and always requiring more and more and more and more and more, then not everybody can take it. I mean, I was able to take it, but looking. Well, yeah. I mean, you will have teenage mothers as well. Yeah. No, 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 no. Well, the statement some people always give you. Everybody does it. That's complete and utter nonsense. It's not everybody. It's you. It's yourself who has been pursuing that kind of activity, went down that path, and that's about it. There's always an easy way out. But the fact is, the numbers of people who are resorting to that degree of escapism is rising. I mean, not everyone is highly addicted, but if people are using Class A substance on a regular basis over a period of 6 to 10 years, they will suffer on the health front very significantly. So they'll develop other health problems which will require attention, and it's completely unnecessary because the same health problems could have been prevented if everything was being looked at from a different viewpoint right from the beginning. People live differently. But as I said, it does require a complete overhaul because I've seen people. Oh yeah. Inclusive of alcohol, I guess. Yeah. 75,000 people. Yes. Dreadful. Yeah. Well, it pains me to see that. All I can say is that I remember the days where students were, I wouldn't say relaxed, but they had an existence which was secure. You know, that. Yeah. Yeah. No. It pains me to see that. It pains me to see that because, well, yeah. Well, the other big thing about the mindset of a younger person today is it's all about immediacy. I've taken a selfie, I've got it on Instagram, the whole world can see it. I've sent a text message on WhatsApp, everybody can, the other person receives it straight away. So in the same way as people are wanting to receive immediately good things, they also want to receive respite immediately. So something else that could give them respite in a a few days, a few weeks, is not good enough. It needs to be immediate, right now, and that is always substance. Sad, but true, you know. No. What I meant, people who are resorting to some degree of abuse, because, you know, and for myself, being able to immerse in an activity that I really love, or something I really feel dedicated to, is a completely different thing, because you are doing something in order to provide yourself with pleasurable, good experience where you're not fleeing reality, but you're engaging with other people, you're discussing it, you're connecting, and really video gaming is a fantastic forum for that, much better today than ever before, considering cross-platform access, online activities, and like you've seen with our community, one can swing from Twitch to WhatsApp, from WhatsApp to Discord, from Discord to Facebook, and it becomes part and parcel of one big community when people talk about different things, and it's fantastic. But on the other hand, on the negative side of things, you will get some, people wearing a hoodie and they want to be in a darkened room hammering Call of Duty 24/7, never talking to anyone, doing solo efforts. It's a different story. That's not the way the game should be. That's not as to why people worked on the game and created it. And it's just it's down to the way we use it. I mean, I find it extraordinary. I've watched. I very highly recommend to all my viewers as well to watch Xbox Podcast, which is usually released once a week. You have Larry and Jeff from Xbox team always running it, and it's truly delightful. I mean, these guys are such good presenters, and the content is phenomenally phenomenally high quality. And they talked in one of the recent ones about the difference between being able to connect with others to video gaming, where you really build your communities from scratch, and the communities could be growing. You have like a few dozens of people in there, a few hundreds, maybe sometimes a few thousand people coming in, compared to, for instance, what I saw in their local diners. And I've seen that in London many times. They go out for dinner, there's a whole lot of people sitting next to them, a family, 3 kids, mum and dad, and maybe some friends, and they're all seated and they're all fiddling with their mobile phones. Nobody's talking to each other, even messaging each other. Somebody seated next to you sending you a message on your mobile phone. It's just mind-boggling that people want to do this. So, on one hand, you got the tech to enhance communication. On the other, people are using it in order to get completely impaired. So it's down to people at the end of the day, isn't it? Absolutely. Let's have another game, and then we can migrate to Warzone, because our friends will be coming in around 5 o'clock, and then probably they will want to come in. And it's been good fun to come back to Apex. I think it probably will take us a bit more time to get into the full swing of things, but I think a good introduction on what Season 8 has to offer. Oh yeah, it's a very decent game. Well, I hoped that Sekopoopa was going to join us, but he didn't come in. He didn't respond to my messages either, so he could be. Yeah. Very cold. It was minus 27 the other day.
I'll shine like the sun.
Real men use iron sights? I use heavy artillery.
Still I think way below 0.
Ready and excited.
He's very useful in combat, has good shields, and you'll see his super as well. Now I forgot what his super was, but a bit like Octane, good for tactical. So go back there.
Let's touch down here.
I say we land here.
All right, we can roger that as well. Where was the other one? Oh no, that's too hot. That's gonna be
I say we land here.
killing us straight away.
Hold your breath. If you have a respiratory system.
I've no idea, I've not tried it before.
Taking damage.
Attention. First blood.
Brothers, let's move this way. I'm down, brother. Making contact with enemy.
This was just a complete fluke. I'm never gonna jump on that thing again. I've no idea what it was. Well, it looked like we were dropped into a portal that would have taken us elsewhere, and there were people already inside, fully kitted up. We'll do another. I didn't get a weapon. I didn't have anything. It was just ridiculous. Well, that was new. I've never seen that portal before. Well, we killed immediately. It's quite an achievement. That's never happened to me before. I've played quite a few matches, believe you me. Yeah. Right apart. Yeah, that's something new. Previously it was always the team leader who was able to do that. No, we're not going in there anymore. I didn't actually want to drop on it. I saw it and I thought, let's try it. Because we were to drop to our right. But it definitely blew up in my face. Yeah.
I came here to party.
I'm
Let's
good
rock.
at what I do. Believe me.
I am ready. I hope you are too.
Did I get Bangalore? Because I'm not seeing anything on mine. Yeah, I couldn't see the characters down below. The strip was bare. There was nothing. Nothing on display.
Let's land here.
Okay, roger that. Artillery.
Let's land here.
Okay.
Copy that.
It's likely to be quite busy as well.
Hold your breath if you have to breathe. Might be something good this way.
Somebody else in there already.
Grenade, watch out.
Firing. Grenade, watch out. Reloading.
Attention. First blood.
Haha, first blood.
Round one. Beginning ring countdown.
Didn't have any
We're not all
weapons.
in the ring. Check your position.
Well, I'm fleeing one of the hostiles who's chasing me because I've got no weapons. I've got nothing on me. Just behind you. Yeah. Well, I thought so, but
There's weapons here though.
coming.
Volt SMG here.
Oh, there's that robot.
Looks like some enemies have dibs.
Yeah, I want to At least I have pistol. Mozambique, that's the worst pistol in the game. I'm not doing well today. That's
I am
just
taking fire, friends.
utter rubbish.
Making contact with enemy.
Where was this other weapon?
Yeah, it's here where I am.
And then somebody's firing.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm down.
Reloading. Enemy down.
Taking fire, brothers.
If we can come back in. Ah, we've both
No
hit.
good. I've been down, brother. I'm too close.
Reloading.
Sorry about that, amigo.
We're eliminated already.
So I can chase you down again.
What is going on? That's shocking. No idea. That's really shocking. Well, I'm not going to be following other people's pings. Now we're going to land somewhere safe. Just didn't really turn out too well. Oh, this looks so good, you know? I really like it. Could be like 3 warriors in there. It says party not ready. One in 5 adults in UK has been given a COVID vaccine, so that's quite good. Yeah, in this area there have been lots of people getting it, because we have a very old population in Hertfordshire, well, this part of Hertfordshire. And I'll probably hear from the NHS next week, because my 3rd week is expiring.
Clips are what civvies use in their hair.
I think on Saturday,
This is called
so
a
I'm a few days
magazine.
away.
I'm ready. Let's get the job done.
I cannot wait to win this match, friend.
I did get my seasonal flu jab 2.5 weeks ago, so I think there's a period between that jab and COVID, but I'll leave it to the NHS to decide.
This is your champion.
No? It's the first one I've ever had.
Let's touch down here.
Well, I've taken it because of
Here we go. It's a long
the
drop.
obvious, you know.
Fun.
Didn't want to catch 2 viruses at once. Let's try this. There's some good loot inside. Yeah, there is.
First blood. Good thing. Now that.
Lots of crates in here.
Good work. We're inside the next ring.
No. If you want Ava or Eva 8 automatic in there on the crates. Pass on that. Well, we cleaned everything up, I think.
Extra supplies over here.
No, there is one. There's a good one in there. Do you see it? Ava is there. Quite a good weapon. It's in one of the crates. Oh, hang on. Oh, you picked it up, yeah? Okay. Well, we're actually well located as well, so we just need to look for some better loot, that's all. Yeah, this has been reworked. It's funny because the map doesn't feel the same.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
New kill leader. Watch your six.
Watch your six, man.
I'm spotted, taking fire.
Oh. Run towards
I've
us.
been down.
Oh, he's been downed already. Hang on. He's
Contact
behind
with
us. Won't be able to get him.
Just us left.
No. We can go and recover his banner. Yeah, he went. There's like a small pond in there and some crates. I think he went there. Where is he? Do you see where his banner is? He's left. He's gone. He's gone. Didn't even wait for us to pick him up. Just forget it. Oh, G7 Scout. Okay. I'm in this building on top. Yeah, it's good fun.
Warning. Ring closing.
Great. Already inside the ring.
Oh yeah.
Knockdown shield here. Level 1.
Care package being delivered.
Care package incoming. Y'all earned this. Just watch your backs.
Keep eyes on the new kill leader.
Lots of new players in here, you know. No, I don't think so. I think it's this one. Isn't it?
Let's reposition here.
Care package is what you order when you have that character Lifeline. Yeah, Lifeline is the character that can do this. It's part of the special abilities. G7 Scout. There's lots of ammunition in there. Hang on, what have we got in here? You open inventory and press square. So basically, zoom in on an item and then, you know, press. Oh no! What did I do now? Yeah, I got it. Let me see. You got it, yeah? Sniper ammunition 24. I need better optics for my sniper. Heavy mag.
Attention, the kill leader has been eliminated.
Indeed.
Might be something good this way.
No, it's not.
Heard that.
New kill leader appointed.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
Round 2, beginning ring countdown.
Well,
We're
I need
inside the ring.
hemlock.
Got the positional advantage.
Good automatic weapon is what I need.
Replicator being delivered.
Replicator touching down.
Oh yeah,
Half the squads remain.
48 rounds. Not sure. That's something new that would have come in with recent seasons. No, I'll just follow you. It's alright.
New kill leader appointed.
New kill leader. If they're getting cocky, they're getting sloppy.
Crafting. Shotgun shells. Shotgun shells. Shotgun shells. I don't want any of it. Oh, Havoc. Okay, that's better than... That's right. What did you drop? Mastiff, yeah. Do away with Mastiff. I don't really use shotguns that much. Sakapupa loves Mastiff. He's using it to climb mountains. Yeah, he's firing at his feet and then he goes up and up. It was so funny the other day, you know, when he said, "Hey Daniel, look what I've got." And I look at him, he has this massive Joy-Con on his shoulder. So he used it immediately. Because he's using RPGs and rocket launchers on vehicles most times.
We're
Oh,
inside the ring. Got the
untouched.
positional
That's
advantage.
very good. Oh no, that's not very good.
Volt SMG here.
Backpack.
Attention, delivering care package.
Incoming care package.
So-
I love loot.
what am I picking up?
Round 3. Beginning ring countdown.
Lucky us, we are already inside the ring. Let's go this way. Zipline deployed.
Is that?
They're dropping a replicator.
Oh, don't believe it. Drop down below. How fortunate. Yeah, we need to watch the gas. Gonna bite us. Where's it green?
Champion out.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
New kill leader.
Can walk to that
If they're
pipe.
getting cocky, they're getting
You see that?
sloppy.
That pipe's actually giving you a shortcut to the other side. Do you see it?
Let's explore this way. Never mind.
I can't hear you. You there? Okay, cool. Oh no, no.
Let's go this way.
Yeah, no worries.
Never mind.
Yeah, I've gone to the pipe, so this pipe is quite good cover as well. Well, we're down to the last 4, so we're doing really well.
Already inside the ring.
Delivering care package.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
No, I'll be camping here inside this pipe. They can't see me. No, it's very quiet. We'll be down to 2 squads in a minute, so just oh, I see him, I see him. I see where he is.
Round 4. Beginning
Oh, they're
ring
ping.
countdown.
R1, yeah?
Let's check out this area.
This is where he was. He went into that building.
Forget that.
There.
Let's reposition here.
He's inside there. 1. Walking alone. Oh, he's coming towards me. 2 of them. 2 of them exactly there. They've not
Let's check
seen
out this
me.
area.
They're going uphill.
Target spotted.
I want them to engage the other team, you know? So we're just down to the last 2. Yeah, they've gone for that safe
1
spot.
minute. The ring isn't far.
They'll have advantage. I couldn't really launch my cluster strike because they were too far. I'm in the pipe. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, just behind me. Okay.
Great. The ring is close. Less than a
Oh,
minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we wait. No hurry. Because if they were to come towards us, I'd unleash this cluster strike, you know? And then chuck a grenade.
30 seconds remain. The ring is nearby.
Come on, engage the other teams. There's going to be 2 teams left. What's going on? We want to be migrating to Warzone on a high, right? Maybe the gas is going
The
to kill
ring's
us.
close.
Maybe we're going to
10
win the match. You never
seconds.
know. It'd be quite funny. Won a match without firing a shot. Oh yeah. Two of them are.
Hostile spotted.
Yeah.
It's on. Ring's moving.
Target spotted.
Two of them too. Oh yeah. No,
Let's check
they
out
just
this area.
basically went out for a stroll. They wanted to find out if anybody was camping down below. Go on the floor. If you see them, tell me immediately because I have these cluster strikes. They should be quite close to us.
Only one squad left.
They must be down there,
Let's go this way.
don't you think?
Before the ring closes, we have time.
Should I unleash that cluster strike, do you think? Oh wait.
Let's reposition here. Already on my mark, firing for effect.
No, I cluster strike them. That was close. We nearly won it. So that was good.
We have our Apex champions.
It's 2 against 2. Well, this was a good match. I thought we did well. Well, what happened was I launched the cluster strike and they quickly ran towards me. And they didn't suffer any major damage. Well, I didn't see any damage. Alright, I think what we'll do is we'll just migrate to Warzone, if you're happy with that. And we'll carry on with Apex maybe. Yeah, we'll do Apex tomorrow. We can start maybe a bit earlier to, I think, gave you really a reasonably good introduction on what Apex is like. And it'll be the best if we are a team of 3. We can bring in Sukapupu and then, you know, do it together. But it's closer to PUBG than to Warzone, this game. It is a survival game, and it's all about surviving for the longest, more than getting kills, or you know. And they'll have some experienced teams as well who are doing Apex for quite some time. And our problems with 2 matches was that we dropped into the hot zone, and in this game you should never drop in hot zone. Always outside of the circle, and then get your weapons, walk closely, and kind of coordinate with the teammates. I mean, to be fair, we have a limited amount of time to collect the banner. So anytime somebody gets downed, we need to quickly race there, get the banner, and then bring them back in. Because otherwise, if the time's out, then we can't bring them back in anymore. And you know, that's also quite good. So you'll find that most people do this. But I played once a game where I brought back in somebody, 2 guys in fact, like 2 or 3 times, and then I got killed, and you know what they did? They came to my box, looted it, and left instead of bringing me back. So, you know, it's utterly ridiculous. Anyway, let's depart from here, and then I'll be doing the Warzone in about a couple of minutes, just very short break. If you see Paphos or Carter, please ask them just to wait for a couple of minutes, and I'll be in, you know, as soon as possible. Right. Indeed, yeah. Excellent. Well, see you shortly, and thanks very much for joining us today for Apex Legends session. Indeed. My dear friends, as you've seen, we had a lot of fun here with Apex Legends. We chatted a bit, played some matches, warmed up somewhat, and had a very good introduction on all that Apex Legends stands for today. The new Season 8 kicked off on Tuesday, and we were just trying to kind of have a dip, experience the new content somewhat, and it's truly delightful. But we need to really kind of get less rusty, or certainly I speak for myself. Not been here for a little while, and need to play a few more games to get back to my usual. And I'm sure that our friends who were here with us a little while back will also join us at some point. We'll try to get in Sakapupu because we did quite a few matches last year, but we also have a squad that previously played Apex together with me. I'll ask them to come in after I already warmed up somewhat. You would appreciate, because the guys have been playing it for 2 years and they're very experienced and know exactly what to do. So therefore, we do not want to be embarrassing ourselves or indeed creating some problems for the maximum team effort. Anyway, we've come to the end of our Apex Legends broadcast for today, and we'll just migrate straight away to Warzone. Hope you join us very shortly. It'll be kicking off in a couple of minutes, and hope you are going to be indeed enjoying our adventures, activities, chats, and all else that we do there every single day. So thank you for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and our Warzone session will resume very, very shortly.